Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week, it is episode 38.
38?
I know, we're talking about the body.
Whose body?
Everyone's. Anyway, stick around if you want to hear more. So, first things first.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Second. Episode 38.
38, yeah, I know, we're kicking on with these now,
Crazy.
aren't
Do you want to know something amazing?
we? Go on.
Last week
It was
is one
37.
more than last week.
Yeah, oh, right,
So,
okay.
But
That
I've
keeps
got
happening.
a good feeling about next week might
Yeah.
even be even more than this week.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
I think you might be right. Well, we're heading ever so close to, or closer to, number 50. So we'll have to think of something quite special to do for the 50th, yeah?
What, like, stop it?
Yeah, perhaps I'm 49. Put us all out of our misery. Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that all you got to say?
Just all I've got to say, I think. Maybe.
Alright.
Hang on, let me think. And use my brain.
Yeah,
It's part of the body.
it is part of the body. It looks
No,
like you're
can't think
constipated,
of-
which is another part of your body. Yeah, no, you're all right.
Constipated isn't part of your body.
Well, constipated actually affects part of your body.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, so the body, we talked about in previous weeks about, I think I mentioned on the solar system one that when I start thinking about how incredibly fragile life is, and you know how the smallest things, and I think I used an example of how it amazes me how the human body functions and how it you know, how it lasts, how
It's like lots of little pieces put together, like
Yeah,
a
but-
hive mind
well, yeah, quite, and
to make one big organism. Lots of
is.
little organisms make one big organism.
but it's just incredible that it works. You know, so many things have got to work in order for it to be. It's just absolutely incredible. And the more you
like
actually,
your toes.
well, your toes, your fingers,
Although
your
not everyone
ears.
has toes.
No, and obviously,
What's
you know,
even more
people-
incredible is the people that manage to function without parts of
well,
their body.
quite, which is what I was about to say then. But just generally, you know, from birth to old
Death.
age, it's just remarkable. And I know there's anomalies, and I know things go wrong, and people have certain conditions. But you know, the large percentage of people, their bodies just function for years and years and years, and doing the same sort of, you know, and you know, things eventually wear out. Yeah, I know, but it's just incredible that it all
It's like
works together.
it's like you got a wheel, and you just keep rolling on that wheel, and eventually that wheel's going to get smaller, and it's get worn down, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be that great for getting anywhere with.
No,
And eventually that wheel's going to break.
but we're talking, what's the average lifespan for people now? It's going up and up now, isn't it? So
At
I would,
least 1,000.
yeah. So there you go. So that's incredible in itself. It's incredible that you came out with that figure. That's
80 something.
Well, it must be around. It used to be that women had a higher life
They
expectancy.
still do. Have you seen those videos of blokes on ladders leaning up against stuff?
In what are they putting up signs saying what the life expectancy of women is? Or,
No, it's just
what are you
things,
talking about?
things that men are doing that are just stupid.
Oh,
that
well,
makes
men
you
are
think.
stupid.
Like I've
particularly
watched
certain
you.
men.
I've watched you
Yeah,
get a ladder.
yeah,
Or we've got the stairs out there
yeah.
outside this room, not the ones inside this room. The stairs out there. You put a ladder on the stairs and another ladder on the tiny little ledge over.
Yeah.
So you're over this massive, the stairwell basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, just balancing a
Yeah, but
ladder.
that's stupidity. That's
Yeah,
like
and that's why the male life expectancy is
yeah, but not
smaller.
all people are stupid like I am. But yeah. Anyway, well, thanks for bringing that up. That was very nice to hear. Do
all right.
you know? And I'm going to just pepper this with some facts that I've looked up.
Pepper.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper.
Do you know
Sprinkle,
your eyes
sprinkle,
blink
sprinkle.
around 20 times a minute? That's over 10 million times a year.
Did you know
Yeah.
that people who work with computers are said to blink a lot less? So would blink about twice a minute.
Why is that then?
Because they're focusing on the computers so much. So you probably do blink more than me because I work with computers.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's just because you're looking at a computer like this, your eyes are open and focused on it. Whereas when you're not focusing on a screen, you you just naturally blink a lot more. It's healthier to blink.
Yeah, it is for your eyes anyway, isn't it? So your eyes must dry out if you're actually sitting there. I mean, obviously, I worked for 26 years in a
Are you now
office,
thinking about your blinking?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the competition at the end of the end of this podcast.
Now let's start thinking about breathing.
Right.
You won't be able to breathe.
I am going to say at this point as well that I seem to say this every week, and it's going to start to get a bit of a concern. But I haven't actually been that well this week, and so I might have a little bit of the sniffles and a little bit of a cough every now and again. But I'm just going to get on with it. All right. So, fact number 2. You ready for this?
No.
Your ears. You aren't ready for this.
Now
Your
I'm ready.
ears never stop growing.
Yep.
Your ears never stop growing.
Yeah, that's why you see old men with
So
huge
old men,
ears.
I have seen old men with like extraordinary, like BFG ears.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's just weird. Why would that part of your body just keep growing?
Because it hasn't got the genetic code to tell it to stop growing.
So certain parts of your body have got different genetic codes to what they should and shouldn't do.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
that why you got hair loss?
It all descends from one little bit that goes. So you got your embryo, like you got a cell, and that cell splits, and you got an embryo, and then eventually an embryo is essentially all the same cell.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is there's bits in an embryo which basically says it has all the instructions to make a human, and then bits of that not break off but go separate ways, and then each bits turn off. It is also the reason there's sometimes issues in that where, for example, some bits turn off and some bits don't turn on, and people were born with extra limbs or missing limbs because certain bits have had issues turning off and on. But bits turn off go in certain areas which tell it, right, this means you're going to be a heart. Normally it's about what's around it as well, which tells it what's it going to grow into. You're going to be a heart, you're going to be a fingernail, you're going to be a whatever. They all start off as the same thing and they gradually build out into something different. So when it comes to something like ears, and then there'll be a bit that goes like, well, you get to this point and then you'll turn off and you'll stop growing. Whereas ears, if a child was born with ears the same size they're going to have as an adult,
like a spaniel.
Yeah, exactly. And they're just going to be these huge flappy ears. It's going to hinder the child. So they're going to be flapping in their eyes, and then they're not going to be able to see, and they're going to bump into things. And then you got the
doesn't hinder spaniels,
I'm
though.
talking natural selection.
Don't you start pointing at me.
I put my finger up.
Yeah, it was that in my direction.
No,
right,
up at the ceiling.
Get on with it.
Natural selection. Those children are bumping into things, and they don't do as well as the children that have got small ears to start off with.
Is that a big problem with kids then?
Well, it was, and now we've got ears that continue growing. So if you're born with the big ears, you're going to bump into things, and then you're going to have problems in the fact that.
So do all these decisions,
natural selections, and then eventually
do all these things then about
some of that might have been made up,
eye colour and everything else like that. That all gets all because of certain strands of DNA while the embryo is developing.
No, so that's completely different. So
I said that for instance, but you're saying about it chooses this is a heart, this is the lungs, this is your ears, this is, one of your cheeks, that sort of thing.
So that's to do with like the human cells and human body and the development of a human. Yeah, what you're talking about
that's in the embryo stage, yeah?
Yeah, but you're talking about genetics. So genetics, so someone. Yes, you might have a genetic that goes, right, this part's going to form a skin, but because of this genetics, this skin is going to come out in this colour.
Yeah.
It's going to have more melanin or less melanin or something like that. Yeah. Is that melanin? Is that right? Or is it melanin?
I don't know. It sounds right.
Yeah, melons. It's going to have less or more melons in it.
Yeah.
And then that's what forms that kind of thing. So, for example, but that comes from genetics that is inside the cells of the embryo. So when it does develop into the eye, it then reads the genetic code and goes, right, well, this bloke has got blue eyes, so we need to make these blue.
Oh, fair
Doesn't
enough.
work quite like that. But
Talking of embryos, and when you're in that sort of stage, did you know
incredible things, embryos.
Your belly button is your old mouth?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's the umbilical cord goes.
There you go.
That's
So
what
when
they
you
call
look
it.
at your belly button now,
Right,
that
old
was your
mouth.
old mouth.
Right, old mouth.
Old mouth. New mouth, old mouth.
Yeah.
Do you know that earwax is actually a type of sweat?
Yeah.
You did know that, did you?
It's a type of. It's the same thing as like most things. It's a waste. It's a way of. It's a way of taking things out of the body, so you get things like mucus and stuff like that. So
I know all about that at the moment.
yeah, so you get the mucusy stuff, which is the reason why you get a sniffly nose and a cough and stuff like that, is because part of your body's going, right, we need to get rid of this. We're going to form this mucus around it and try and get rid of it, and like kind of entrap it in the mucus and try and get you to get it out of your body. That's that's kind of happening there. The same thing with sweat is the fact that you're trying to. It's a way of like cooling yourself down and stuff like that. And earwax is essentially it's almost like it's a natural barrier that's formed inside your ear. You get eyes watering because you're trying to flush out things.
Oh yeah, definitely. That sort
your body
of thing.
does all
You
these
talk
different
about the
things.
blinking. That all becomes in part of that. The average nose produces about a cupful of nasal mucus every day. I don't know if that's a Sports Direct cup, like a massive great mug, or a little sort of.
I imagine
one
it's
that you give in nan that doesn't want too much tea.
American measurements cup.
And also, did you know you
the average
produce
nose as well.
about 40,000 litres of spit in your lifetime? Or to put it another way, enough spit to fill around 500 bathtubs. 500 bathtubs of spit.
We could save a lot on water bill there, couldn't we?
You could, yeah. Recycling and all that. Most of these facts are quite gross, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's what drew me to them. Yeah. We know this one. You are about 1 centimetre taller in the morning when you first get up than when you go to bed. This is because during the day, the soft cartilage between your bones gets squashed and compressed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why people in space actually grow, because they haven't got that
same compression.
Yeah.
It's about atmospheric
See,
pressure.
I do learn. I do listen to
gravity.
What you say, and I do learn from it, and then I use it in further podcasts. So, did you know if you walked for 12 hours a day, it would take the average person 690 days to walk around the world?
That feels like more of a world fact than rather than the body.
Yeah, no, propsily.
Also,
yeah.
Walking for 12 hours a day also depends how long your legs are. So the average person.
Well, that did seem like that. He said the average. So I don't know what the average leg size is. It's probably something a little bit shorter than our legs, maybe.
What, do you reckon you're taller than average?
Possibly taller than average. I know you keep going on about the fact that you think I'm shorter than I actually am.
You're 5'10".
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're 5'10", and the average height of a male
dare you
in the UK is 5'10".
The tongue is covered
in
about 8,000 taste buds, each containing up to 100 cells, helping you taste your food.
But the tongue map is fake.
Huh?
The tongue map. Do you remember the tongue map? Do you get taught the tongue map in school?
No.
Like you taste
Was that some
salt
sort of
on this bit of
game
your tongue.
you played with the girls? Or?
No.
Right.
You taste salt on this bit of your tongue, you taste sour on this bit of your tongue, you taste
right.
sweet on this bit of your tongue. Yeah,
maybe.
That's not real.
There's something. Yeah, well, a lot of
They
things
used to teach it in schools, but...
They used to teach me that you didn't have to wear pants. You shouldn't wear pants when you did games. So you can put fresh pants on. I just thought they didn't want us to wear pants.
Bit concerning, isn't it?
It is a bit concerning as well, yeah. And when you used to walk out across the field and you'd go wave at the girls, and then someone would run up behind you and pull your trousers down or your shorts down.
They used to always threaten in school about if you don't bring your PE kit, you're going to do PE in your pants.
In your pants.
But you never did.
Oh, we did.
I never saw anyone do PE in their pants.
Well, yeah, perhaps the school I went to was slightly different to the school you went to.
Probably.
Or in a different time.
Yeah, different
I
time.
think that's probably more to do with it. Okay, let me see what else I've got here for you, Connor. Every minute you shed over 30,000 dead skin cells. And the entire surface of your skin is replaced every month, which put another way means you have about 1,000 different skins in your life.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because there'll be bits in your skin and it gradually just kind of falls away, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and when they say about...
That's why a tattoo has to be done deep into the skin. They don't just draw a tattoo on the top because that won't last very long.
Right, okay. Well, I didn't think they did that anyway, but yeah.
Well, they do initially, and then they tattoo in, don't they? Go
I've never had a tattoo,
with
so
a
is that how it
needle.
works?
With a needle. Have you ever watched someone have a tattoo?
No, have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
The needle goes in and out.
Oh.
And then because it
I like
basically
the way you went.
it makes lots of holes. And
Yeah. I know
put ink in
I
it.
know how the process is, but
Yeah, I'm
I've
glad.
never seen
Well,
someone have
you
it
do
done.
now, don't you?
I do now. Thanks for that.
Every day, in every way, the things people do, the things people say, just irritate me, please sedate me. These are the things that really get my goat.
Ronan Keating. I've got a few more bits and pieces for you if you want to hear them.
No, thank you.
Okay, I'll do it anyway. Do you know, on average, you break wind enough in one day to fill a party balloon?
Not everyone. Some people can't
No,
blow off.
you. No, I'm talking
Oh, I
about you.
do.
Yeah. And also on that,
I've got people at work that I work with, because that's what you do at work with the people at work. You work with them.
yeah.
Um,
I thought you meant you break wind.
No, yeah, I do that sometimes as well. They can't burp.
Okay.
They've just never been able to burp. I
Right.
know of a number of people that just can't burp.
Okay. That seems a bit bizarre. But there we go. Anyway, let's crack on. Spread across your lifetime, most people spend an average of 1 year sitting on the toilet. Other people spend a lot more than that, don't they?
Yeah, I probably spend a year over 2 years. Also, if you don't blow off, that gas thing comes out your mouth in a burp.
Yeah, well, I know how that comes. It comes up or down below, doesn't it?
Too slow.
We wee enough every month to fill a bath.
Me and you.
Presumably, you've got to empty all your spit out of it first before
Yep.
you start
Yep.
weeing in it. But yes,
Isn't it 5 baths?
no, just to fill a
No,
bath.
but I'm talking about the spit is 5 baths.
Oh no,
over
that
however
was
many, your lifetime.
500 bar.
Oh,
bath
500
time, yeah,
baths.
in your lifetime. Yeah. So no, I mean it's
So between
weird.
weeing and spitting,
Oh, it's all about
you
the
should
fluids,
be able
isn't it?
to.
It is all about that sort of thing. It's all a bit. Ugh. There were some other bits and pieces as well, like sort of facts. Apparently, your feet, not only your
sort
ears,
of facts.
but your feet get bigger with old age because of muscle waste and collapse. So you actually, between the ages of 70 and 80, your feet can go up sizes.
That's why you see a lot of old men as clowns.
Yeah, with massive great ears.
Yeah.
And you know when you go on a roller coaster or something like that, you know when you get that feeling that you feel like your stomach's in your mouth, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
going around there. So it's all right. You didn't seem to understand what I was talking about then. I didn't realise that's actually because, all right, a large percentage of your insides are held down or restricted, but there are parts of your insides, like your intestines and your actual stomach itself, that move around. Yeah. So when you do, it is actually moving around, and that's what makes you feel a bit weird.
It feels a
and
bit
sick.
more like everything's compressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually what's happening.
So, you know when you're feeling a bit rough,
Yeah,
And
all
you've
the
got-
time
you've
these
got-
days.
and you've got a stomach ache or something like that, and you're trying to work out which way to lay
Yeah,
to make things feel like not that bad. And if you lay on your back, you feel like you can't breathe properly. If you lay on your side, you feel like your stomach's leaning to one side and stuff like that. Yeah. So you end up laying on your front, so you can compress your stomach and stop the pain.
and that's what. Oh, right, okay.
But that's my observation.
Your observation.
But
Here's one for someone like Becky, who hasn't got a mention yet today.
should we mention Sue as well?
Yeah, let's mention Sue as well. While
Hello,
we're at it.
Sue.
Hi, Sue.
There you go, all for you Father
Andrew.
and Sunday's bingo players out there.
Women are always cold because they tend to have a higher percentage of body fat and conserve more heat around their core than men. So the extremities get colder quicker because the warmth is going inwardly. So when you see your sister and she's got about 14 cardigans, a blanket and a dressing gown around her, that's why.
See, again, a girl at work would always get a hot water bottle and just sit there.
Yeah.
This was every day. and just sit there with her coat on and a hot water bottle at her desk in the office.
That seems a bit extreme, doesn't it?
Yeah, she did get cold very easily.
Yeah. Well, this is it. But it does seem to be a
she
woman.
left her hot water bottle at work. She's left now, but she left her hot water at work.
Oh, right.
So people walk past, and I've got this pink hot water bottle sitting on top of my
Nice.
drawers at work.
Yeah.
And people go, "Is that yours?" I go,
Well, you
"No,
got
it's the
having
communal
your
hot
drawers
water
sitting
bottle."
at work as well.
Yeah.
When your neck cracks.
My neck cracks.
Yeah, or it tends to be. I always think that's bones that you can hear cracking, right? But apparently it's not. Apparently it's each joint is filled with fluid.
Yeah.
And the sound is that you hear is when the bubbles collapse.
Yeah.
See, you go, yeah, to me. Why do I not know these things then, and you do?
I don't know. Just
Because you paid attention when you were at school?
no, you don't learn these kind of things at school.
Do
You
you
just
not?
pay attention in life.
Oh, right, okay. And then there was I was looking into the fact about there's certain things that through life you hear, I certainly have, that, are old wives' tales, right?
What are pins and needles?
Or what did I used to say? My arm's gone fizzy.
Yeah. Annie used to say she got fizzy foot.
Fizzy foot.
Yeah.
I think pins and needles are where you've restricted the blood flow to your whatever it is, and then as it rushes to fill that void or get back to normal, you get that sort of sensation. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I think that's what happens.
Just gets fizzy.
What do you do if you get stung by a jellyfish?
Well, people say you wee on it.
Well, apparently that is not true. Well,
no, people do it.
People do it, but apparently that's completely false. That weeing on it, because they said about
the
ammonia in it, but that is not at all what will have no real effect on it whatsoever.
But then part of it might be a placebo, and by us saying it now, make people feel.
But
it's been on documentaries though.
So there's been all sorts of things like that. But apparently, what you're supposed to do, and the reason I'm saying this is to do with the fact that it's to do with your body, is you're supposed to go into the water, wash it off with salt water, right, and by making sure
and hope you don't get stung by another jellyfish.
Well, yeah, exactly, and take something, or if you've got a glove, put a glove on it, or if you've got something, and don't use your bare hand, because obviously you'll get the stings in your hand, but then scrape the stings off. And that's the way to do it, not to urinate on it.
But if you want to urinate on it, just for a laugh,
if that floats your boat.
Your own. Enough of it might float your boat in a bath.
After having something to eat. There was always this thing, you shouldn't eat just before you go into the swimming pool. Absolute nonsense, because I think the idea was that when you eat, the energy and the blood pumps to the area in order to provide the function of eating, digesting something. So if you're swimming, they always say, that's because your energy's all elsewhere or has been elsewhere. Then
I thought you'd say so you don't sink because you're too heavy now.
No, maybe.
But
apparently the worst you might get is a bit of cramp, and that isn't
the same thing with eating and running.
Yeah,
eating and doing any exercise.
Yeah,
eating
but there was
standing
specifically
up.
People used to say about going swimming, but that's apparently
I think
false
it's just because it's just not that great.
Right. Okay. Thanks for your input.
Right.
If you're pregnant, if you're carrying high, it's a girl. If it's low, it's a boy. Now I've heard lots of people say about this and say, it looks like that. Absolute nonsense again.
What you mean about the belly dropping?
Yeah. So whether the baby's low or high, bottom line is
it's just about how stretchy your skin is, isn't it?
It depends how big the baby is, how the baby's positioned, what the frame of the mother is like anyway, and what her build is like. It's got nothing to do with whatsoever.
Well, if she's got scaffolding underneath.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody knows what you do is you get, and I used to do this at work, one of those fortune-telling fish out of the crackers. And people actually used to come up to me in work who were pregnant and say to me, can you do your fortune
Did you have a fortune fish?
I did. And I used to do it and tell them, and I was 100% accurate.
So they work?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
I got it right every single time. It was unreal.
I mean, I've got a good way of working out what gender it is.
You wait until it comes out and then you have a look.
And then you have a look if it's got an innie or an outie.
Yeah. No. If you cross your eyes for too long, they'll stay like it. I can't do it, so it's a bit
Actually,
of
that's only one eye.
I don't even know. That's even funnier when you do it with one eye.
Ooh, move them individually.
Oh, it's unreal. I can't do it at all. That is one of the saddest parts of my life, the fact I can't do it at will.
That's not terrible. That's not the saddest
No,
part.
but I'd love it. It makes me laugh so much. I'd just do it and look in the mirror.
Dad.
I suppose I wouldn't be able to see myself though, would I? Yeah, I know. I can say, even though you're a little bit blurry because I ain't got my glasses on, it still make me laugh. But apparently that's a nonsense as well. 5-second rule on the floor.
It's like
about
putting
consumption.
a face in the wind changing.
Yeah, exactly that. See, these are all, old wives' tales. So the 5-second rule, absolute nonsense about eating and any sort of problems with eating with your stomach and everything afterwards. It don't matter how many seconds it hits the floor. It depends how dirty the floor is and how good your constitution is. It takes this is one that got me. It was about chewing gum. Now, did anybody ever say to you about don't swallow chewing gum? Right? Why did they say not to?
They say because it will be in your stomach for however billion years or something.
Okay. They used to say things like it takes 7 years to digest a piece of chewing gum. Right.
It'll pass through your body before that point.
Nonsense. It passes through your body. It might not break down.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. It might not break down as much, but it will just come out
it's like
with
chewing
everything
plastic,
else.
isn't it?
Yeah. It's just like when we go out there and go, I remember the dog ate that the other day. And when you're out in the garden, you think, what the hell's that? And you go, oh, yeah, that's right.
When he eats a certain thing that's used for men and it comes out prepackaged.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what you're talking about then. So that's rubbish as well. Giving coffee to children stunts growth. Apparently that's false. Although, right, I've got 3 children, right?
Have you?
Yeah. Becky doesn't drink hot drinks, except hot chocolate.
No, she doesn't really drink hot chocolate. She makes half a cup of hot chocolate and then eats the cream off the top and then leaves the hot chocolate.
And then you drink tea, but you don't drink coffee.
No, I don't like it.
But Annie drinks loads of coffee.
She's very little.
And she's tiny. So that might be true, that one. All right, we'll have to look into that a bit more. One that actually I even thought about this week because I've felt a bit rough. The thing that they used to say was feed a cold, starve a fever. Right? So basically, eat if you've got a cold, but if you've got a high temperature now, you should not eat any. That's absolute rubbish as well. You should eat as much as you possibly can normally because you've got to keep your strength up. It's got nothing to do with anything else. But I think it goes back to something. I don't even think it was actually that as a saying before, but somewhere along the line, someone's misread.
Did you say somewhere along the line there?
Along the line, I said, didn't I?
Oh, I thought you said lime, and I was thinking, all of a sudden, I just pictured this green.
Oh, right, okay,
green.
somewhere along that line.
Somewhere along this line.
Apparently, turkey makes you tired.
The vegetable?
The vegetable, the vegetable turkey, the free-range vegetables.
The turkey dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's, turkey makes you tired.
Is in the meat?
Yeah.
Or
not going to turkey. We're talking
dead
about
turkey.
No, turkey makes you tired. If you eat turkey, it makes you tired. I don't understand what
No, the only reason that is because turkey is mainly eaten for Christmas or Thanksgiving if you're in America.
Well, there was something...
And then everyone eats too much on those days.
It really makes you tired. Do you know why? It's because you've had 14 drinks, half a box of Quality Street and, a load of Satsumas. That's why you're tired.
Do you eat lots of Satsumas at Christmas?
No, they tend to come out of Christmas a lot more anyway. I don't eat a lot of that stuff anyway.
Terry chocolate orange.
Yeah. So there you go. So I think...
Thank you.
There's just... I think what I found out when I was looking through all these things is, all right, there's the gross ones. There's the ones that are all about bodily fluids and that, which are the ones that I'm interested in. But, like we said before, the fact that you can push yourself, you can run... and your heart copes with it, and your heart pumps your blood around your body, and your blood contains all the the right cells, and things don't always, as we said before, work, but your eyesight, your taste, your hearing.
Whenever I think of blood,
system,
whenever I think of blood, I think of the episode of Mighty Boosh where he goes into the body.
All right,
where Howard goes
voyage.
inside Vince when he's got the Jazz.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, Jazz has entered him.
Yeah. Okay.
And they've got
It's
all
good that you think...
the red blood cells coming up with Vince Noir's face.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I just think the whole process...
Check it out, it's very scientific.
Yes, it's very accurate, I know. I've always thought that about the Mighty Bush. But no, I just think it's a marvel. I think it's an absolutely incredible... You just look at it and you watch any of these programs, you think, how do we actually even... You get up in the morning, everything you do...
How often do you look at your body?
Well, a little bit less these days. No, I mean, I look at it as much as the next person, I guess. I get changed in the morning, I have a, bath
Do you sometimes
or a shower.
forget that do you sometimes forget about your body, though? Because isn't it strange how you've got this consciousness inside this kind of meat puppet?
Lovely way of putting it there. Forget about my body? What, forget what's happening within my body?
Like, it's just a strange thing, isn't it? The fact that you've got this consciousness.
I don't...
The fact is, like we said, you're lots of little organisms
I
making
don't
up one big
appreciate-
organism
Yeah.
that does its thing.
I don't appreciate, by me just doing small functions or larger functions or anything, how many things are happening in order to do the simplest of tasks.
Yeah. Right then, so we haven't got an advert again.
No,
No one's contacted us, no?
no, we don't need the money at the moment, do we? We're just swimming in spondulix. I wrote a song again this week.
Did you?
Yes, and because the podcast is all about the body, I've written a song about a man and his love for a certain lady and his love of the body in general.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be more apparent when you hear it. So,
Sure, we'll play the song then, yeah?
okay, go for it.
Since the first time I met you, I just wanted to dissect you. Well, you're pretty on the inside as you are on the outside. So I opened up your body and I checked your vital organs. I arranged them on some paper and then stuck them to the fridge. But I really think the best thing is your lovely small intestine, and your pancreas and liver has me all of a quiver. Plus your central nervous system, how I yearn to hug and kiss them. Your lungs, your brain, your kidneys and your upper ventricles. I removed your hands and feet and arranged them on the seat in the back of my new Punto, and then took them for a ride. I use your skin as a duvet and your hair as a toupee. Not a piece of you is wasted, it's all used, displayed or tasted. But I really think the best thing is your lovely small intestine, and your pancreas and liver has me all of a quiver. Plus your central nervous system, how I yearn to hug and kiss them. Your lungs, your brain, your kidneys and your upper ventricles. Since the first time I met you, I just wanted to dissect you. You're as pretty on the inside as you were on the outside.
Since the first day you met you, I wanted to dissect you.
Yes, I think it's a different look at the body
yeah.
in general, yeah, but I think it's got a kind of, I don't know,
Sort of a
sweetness about it.
It's got a, if anyone's listened to Adam and Joe when they do Song Wars, it's got the look at the jars.
Oh, I suppose,
type
yeah,
thing.
to a certain extent, yeah, but I just thought, who loves a body more than someone who's going to cut it up and put it in their car?
Yeah, I mean, he truly does love it.
He does indeed.
Yeah.
But there you go.
We should say, though, we don't condone.
No, please don't go out there and I don't think you can get new puntos either. So that was inaccurate as well in that song. So,
Yeah.
so it's not just about the macabre side of it. It's the fact that
I really like the juxtaposition of that.
Do you?
Yeah, I really liked how it was really kind of.
I really like the word juxtaposition.
Can you say it?
No.
I really like it because it's like all the I'm doing this, I'm cutting up your body type thing, but he's enjoying himself. Like it's a negative kind of thing, cutting up someone's body.
Yeah, but he loves
But
her.
he loves
He does
cutting
love
it
her.
up.
Yeah. He's a psychopath, but he does love her, and I think that's
Both inside and out.
That's a very fine line. You know, some people cross and some people don't. Thankfully, lots of people don't, but some people do.
I mean, if I find a girl, I'd probably happily live my life not dissecting them.
Yeah, and I think that'd probably be the right choice.
Wearing their hair as a toupee.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Game time.
Woohoo! Onwards for a game? Question mark? Oh, sorry. I forgot. I didn't realise you were in front of the microphone instead of behind it.
Have you actually pressed record
Yeah,
already?
I did.
You know? Oh, right, okay. So, I've got a game for you, right? And it's going to be, it's slightly another one of these ones where you're doing it and they can't see it, but we'll post a picture of it anyway.
You said that some other time before.
Do you want to play the sting?
I can if you would like me to.
Yeah, play the sting for the actual game and then I'll explain it a little bit more.
Okay.
Do you know your body? All the bits and bobs. Do you know your adrenal glands from your hypothalamus?
See, I like the song you made, and then you seem to like put in. You clearly spent loads more time doing that sting than you did the song. That was incredible.
That was hours in the studio doing that. Yeah. I really, yeah. Anyway, right. So the game this week is that I'm going to give you some names of areas of the body, and I have in my hand a unbelievably accurate drawing of your body.
When did you draw this?
Oh, it's been something that I've been putting together for minutes, and basically, I want you to. Right, I mean, this doesn't come across that well on a podcast, but we will mark it based on exactly what you see. I want you to hold it up to either side of you and point to where you think on the body the parts I'm going to tell you are.
Well, because this is a podcast, I'll also do it audibly.
Okay. So here's the picture of someone you may recognise.
Oh my goodness, that's you, isn't it?
No, that's you.
No, it looks like you.
Hair.
This is a bit. You've drawn the thing as well.
Well, I had to do it because you never know what I'm going to ask you, do you?
It does look more like you, though.
It's definitely not me.
Just like you can see its scalp.
Yes, because I got fed up with colouring it in. Anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm going to say to you, Connor, tell me where, blah, 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 and you're going to go, Dad, it is, whatever.
I can't believe you've drawn a thingy on it.
Yes, I know. It's what I just felt that if I didn't draw a little thingy on it.
You've drawn hair on my head.
I did do the head a bit big.
You did hair on my chest.
I ran out of cardboard.
You did the little bit of hair that sticks out the top of my t-shirt.
I did do the head so big that I had to do a little tiny body on it.
You appear to have made me bald from...
Yes, all right. Well, let's not go into that.
The legs and everything.
I just think you're
and I've
being
got monkey feet.
Like, you're being too
feet
critical.
Like hands.
You're being
What's
too
going on with this thumb here?
I know. Look, I'm not an artist, am I? Right, anyway. So, number one. Right, can you tell me, Connor, where the anatomical snuffbox is?
Anatomical.
Anatomical snuffbox.
Are some of these fake?
No. I know I usually put a few fake things in there. I don't think I have. No. These are all actual proper things. So the anatomical snuffbox.
Anatomical snuffbox.
Can you tell me? I'm going to have to put my glasses on to see whether you're pointing.
I'm going to go towards upper chest.
Well, you're kind of pointing towards area. What I would say I suppose you've got the voice box there, haven't you? And that's sort of the Adam's apple area, just under that huge head. Yeah?
Yeah, I've put it at the upper chest, like where you get that V at the top of your chest.
Okay.
Put it around there.
Unfortunately, you're incorrect.
Or is it back of the throat?
No, unfortunately, it's the base of the thumb between your two tendons, where people used to snort their snuff from. That's what it was all about.
What
so in
snuff?
the olden days, they had sort of stuff that was, it's not tobacco, but it was something that was a little bit sort of like that to sniff up their nose. It wasn't drugs, but it was, and they used to put it, they have a little tin of it, and they'd put it on there where their thumb is. And that
Is that why I've got such a big thumb? So you could point
just
it
so
out
that you could
easily?
point them out, just in case you knew what they were. And they go, off it like that.
Right.
Okay, so unfortunate that was, but there we go.
I don't know who that was.
What about your popliteal fossa? Popliteal fossa. Do you know where that is? Where's your popliteal fossa?
I don't know. Back of my knees.
Wow. That's exactly where it is. It is
Excellent.
your posterior knee, or other known as knee pit.
Yeah, called knee pits.
Knee pits. Oh, well done. That's excellent. Right, I think you might know this one. What?
You've broken. You've
No,
paused.
I haven't. I'm just looking at it. Philtrum. Where's your philtrum?
My philtrum.
Yeah. Where's your philtrum on that picture?
My throat. Anus.
No. You went, why did you go from your throat? I went, no. I went like that, looking
thought
up.
you meant the
and
other
then you went,
opening.
anus. No, I thought you knew this.
Mouth.
It's the cleft between your lips and your nose. So here, between your lips and your nose. I thought you knew that was called a philtrum.
No, why would I know that?
It's named after the scientist, Professor Philtrum. I
Right.
went to school with him. Okay, what about the glabella? The glabella. Where's the glabella?
In your mouth?
No, Connor.
In your anus?
No, it's not. No, every time you don't get it first time around, it's not going to be your anus. I'll give you a clue. The Gallagher twins might find it a bit difficult to find theirs. The glabella.
Weenus?
What of the Gallagher twin? Not not twins anyway, are they? What are the Gallagher brothers famous for having?
Hair?
Yeah,
Eyebrows that you're pointing at?
unibrows.
Unibrow, right.
So, if you couldn't find it on them, where's it going to be? At the space between your eyebrows
Right,
is your glabella.
right.
Right, I thought you'd know that one.
Why would I know it? Why do you keep expecting me to know these
I
things?
just thought you'd know it. I thought you were clever. What about the antitragus? What about the antitragus? Where's that on your body?
Antitragus. It's kind of like the opposite of the tragus.
Yeah.
So where's
So
the
where's your
tragus?
tragus? Anus. That's what we're going to say next. Where's your antitragus? Where's your tragus? And then look for your antitragus on the other side.
Antitragus.
I'll give you a clue. It's on your head.
Right, I was going to go for chest. So, tragus.
Tragus.
And antitragus is it the bit behind your ears?
It is to
That
do with
sticks
your
in.
ears, but it's not the bit behind your ears.
Is it the bit in front of your ears?
No.
Is it the bit that sticks out? Is that bit of your ear?
Yeah, it's the flap that
The flap at the front of
flap
your
in
ear.
your ear that you press, which is a bit of cartilage, and you press it and it blocks your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
The natural
antitragus.
or natural earbuds.
Yeah, natural earbuds. You're absolutely right. Okay, well, this is turning out to be a little bit more of a issue for you then. What about the suprasternal?
I'm starting to think that having this big picture here is only really for your benefit.
Well, it made me laugh. Yeah.
Yeah. Because on the podcast, having a big picture of me.
I thought you could just point at it and then I could say, because if you said to me, I think it's around the chest area, and I say, well, where around the chest area? And then you could point to it on the diagram, the
right.
anatomically correct diagram that I've got there. Okay, like I say, what's the suprasternal notch?
The suprasternal notch.
Yeah, you've gone for it before, but you thought it was something else.
Is it the bit, the V at the top
It
of your...
is. It's the depression under your neck and between your two clavicles. So it's this bit here.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. What about the gynecomastia? Gynecomastia.
Well, I'm going to be honest. My first instinct is somewhere down here
What, because of the gyna bit?
because of the gyna bit.
Gynecomastia, though, mastia. That might be the bit to concentrate on.
Well, I'm thinking mast, and I'm still thinking around this bit.
Right. You're wrong. It's man boobs or moobs.
There's a insect on this board.
Is there? Where?
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah.
Walking across my chest and now my
Good
arm.
Yes, there is. What about the hallux?
Hallux.
What's
Is
the
that
hallux?
bit at the top of your head?
What, like a halo?
Yep.
No.
Look. Okay. Is it?
It couldn't be further away from the top of your head.
Is it the bit of bone twisting around in your leg?
What, your
like,
foot?
Like a helix.
No. It's as I say, it couldn't be further from the top of your head.
So your toes.
Yeah, what one?
Yeah. The one that's normally abnormally long. That one there.
Your big toe it is.
No. I was
No,
actually
it
talking about
is
the
your big toe.
Oh,
I'm
right.
telling
Okay.
you, yeah. There is actually a thing where most people, their big toes the longest out of their toes, but then there's other people, and I think mine are exactly the same length. And there's people that have got their second toe is longer than their
Yeah.
and that's got a particular name.
What name?
I can't remember. Right, and your last one. Can you believe we're on the last one already?
All right. No.
No, we'll believe it.
All right.
Right. What about your perennial raphe, or R-A-P-H-E, raph? Your perennial raph.
Is it somewhere down here?
It is somewhere down there.
My perennial raff. Perennial raff.
Yep.
Is it the bit that joins the back bit to the front bit?
It is the line, the funny little line that goes from your bottom to the bottom of your
I've heard it
doodah.
called different things.
Yes, there's the area is called something particularly as well, which is similar to that. But that's a perennial. I think it's called something. There is actual nicknames for it and that, but I think that yes,
Yep.
But that's very much to do with a certain
I whispered
life
it to him.
choice. I think that's not only in certain areas, certain communities. Right.
I've heard a lot of people call it that, though.
Yeah, but that's where it stems from. I
it
think.
stems from there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So well done. Well, you got that
Would you
one
like
right.
the picture
No, I'd
back?
like you to keep that and sign
Alright.
it. Oh, that don't spend ages on that. Don't just throw
I
it
saw
on the floor.
you do it in the kitchen a little bit earlier.
I think you'll find it was in the back room. But there you go.
Well, I
right,
saw you cutting it up in the kitchen.
Yeah, I cut it up.
So-
in the kitchen.
A couple of things that was a good game, Dad. Thank you for that. You just made me think of a couple of
I
things
think you're
during
being
that.
kind, actually. I'm going to put that up there. You can put it up when you
Right.
want.
Yeah, that's where I put all my drawings, isn't it? I can't believe you drew.
Go on.
Anyway, so made me think of a couple of things during that podcast about things that are like people determine as impossible, or less people can do. Like you're talking about, some people have toes that are longer, and some people
Yeah.
whatever.
There's always
And
anomalies.
and the going cross-eyed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people can't lick their nose.
No.
Can you lick your nose?
God's sake. If you want to showcase one of your freaky abilities, right, just go ahead and say, can I just
Lick my
lick
nose.
my
Can't do that
nose
on
on the
podcast.
podcast? Don't go through this charade, pantomime, whatever you like to call it, like your impressions.
Right.
Where every
Hang
week
on.
you say,
right, okay,
can you do
right,
this?
okay, right, okay, right. My point being is there's a lot of things that are determined as a lot of people can't do, but I can do a lot of them. I can lick
Yeah,
my
well-
elbow.
Yeah.
Lick my nose.
You obviously got more flexible joints and a longer tongue, maybe. And
On all the joints along the tongue, yeah.
no, but my point being is, I could. Oh my
Oh,
god!
we bored you now.
Yeah, I wasn't breathing properly. I can bend my fingers back and things like that, but that causes me all sorts of problems now because my joints. When I was younger, it was hilarious because people used to say, oh, because I could put my thumb out of joint and all the rest of it. Now it'd just be by accident. But people can do different things like that, but it's not always a good thing.
Have you got any weird abnormalities with your body that we could talk about on a body podcast?
Weird abnormalities. Not like I can.
Remember that third nipple?
No, that's gone.
All right.
Yeah, that was interfering with the radio. No, I haven't got
It turned out it was just a volume
Scaramanga. Yeah,
Nope.
It was a chocolate button. It'd been there for ages.
I've got a rib.
Oh, you've got a rib that sticks out, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I haven't really got. I can't really think of anything like that. I mean,
I think it broke at some point, but I don't know when. It just
my
sticks
big
out.
toes. I mean, I've had broken and cracked ribs. I've had all sorts of injuries from playing football and doing different bits and pieces. My big toes are, well, especially one on my right foot. I think I booted when I was trying to kick a ball, and the ball sort of was one of them really light ones, footballs, and I kicked it. It was a manhole cover underneath, and my toe must have come dislocated and all the rest of it. But we didn't do anything about it, and now my toe points in a different direction. That one, so. That's a bit weird, but other than that, I don't think there's anything.
Do you reckon that's why you've got one foot bigger than the other?
What? Because one of them's been mashed at the end, sort of thing. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Or it's because I'm aging more on one side of my body than the other, and like we said earlier.
I'm just looking at the way you're sitting. You're sitting all like sitting with one leg in the air, like you're a young person, and the other side is sitting there with it just rested on the floor
with a little
like
tartan
an old
blanket
person.
on it. Yeah. And some slippers. No, I get cramp. I get cramp quite a lot. So no, but I can't think of anything. What about you? Yeah.
No abnormalities.
No,
just the normal abnormalities.
Yeah, just the normal run of the mill sort of stuff.
Oh, I've got a protruding optical disc in my left eye.
You have in your eye, haven't you?
Yeah.
That was something we had to get checked out.
This went off on a bit of a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that game.
I remember sitting in that waiting room with you.
Yeah, do you remember we went to the hospital, and because it was to do with my eyes, they had to put drops in my eyes, so they had to dilate my pupils so they could see into my eyes, take photographs. We got a really cool photograph of the inside of my eye.
Oh, you have? It looks like a constellation or a galaxy, doesn't it?
It does. But anyway, that happened, but because they dilated my pupils, you walk out of there, and they often suggest taking sunglasses or something like that there, because obviously once your pupils dilate, you take in loads of light, and you got blurred vision anyway because of it. And I remember walking out and just going, wow, that sun's too bright. And I had to walk, because we don't live too far from the hospital.
I walked with you. I was talking about this the other day, and you literally walking like you were blind. And
I walked home with my eyes closed, and you walked me home holding on to me.
I think
that was a weird experience.
I did remember that. The other thing I remembered about it,
I remember sitting in the living room and just going, I can't see the other side of the room, and I'm trying to look at my phone.
I don't think I've ever sat in a waiting room with so many people with eye patches on. It was like the and miserable as well. It was like the Not So Jolly Roger. it was sort of ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah,
it was mainly filled. I noticed this. Mainly filled with young children or old people.
Old people, and you were kind of in the middle.
And I was in the middle, and I was like,
yeah. I suppose some kids having corrective stuff.
It's normally stuff gets picked up when they're young,
But yours only got picked up by an optician anyway, didn't it? As it wasn't actually causing you any problems.
No.
There you go.
Anyway,
your insight into your medical history.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Now you don't have to go and find my records in the NHS.
No.
Should we wrap things up?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's probably for the best.
I think so.
Yeah,
don't have nightmares.
I will with that picture that you've drawn. It's been an interesting episode. Can you stop waving it, please? It's been an interesting episode. But have you enjoyed it?
Yes. I mean, I thought that, it does fascinate me, and I know I've gone down the route of just telling you some facts. They are true facts, but just these things that sort of blow your mind a little bit about certain ratios and volumes of this, that, and the other. But, you know, on the whole, I think it's just why you should treat your body with respect, and you should try and feed it the right things and water it, and because it's an incredible machine. It's an incredible thing. It lets us down sometimes, but the majority of the time, you know, it's just we are amazing. We are amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you've enjoyed this episode, you can let us know.
Yeah.
Because you can go on our website. We have got a contact
use your
page.
arms and your fingers.
And your eyes.
And your eyes.
And you can type a message on our website on fatherandsundays.com. You go on the contact us page. And you can type a message saying how much you loved it, how much you hated it. If you got questions, if you've got suggestions, complaints.
You can send us a cardboard interpretation of your own body if you wish.
No, thank you.
If you've got any medical questions you want me to answer, if you've got any issues that you want me to talk about, then that's fine.
Yep, sure. Anyway, but our website is a great place to go because we've also got all the episodes on there. We've also got a blog page on there as well, where it's called What's New. About us, you can learn about us as well.
We really need to update some of that stuff on there, though.
Yeah, but we have also got a store on there as well, which, if you do enjoy the podcast, we've got a store which you can buy things on, which helps support this podcast and helps keep us going, because we do run it at a loss, and that eventually will cause problems. So if you're able to help out in any way, that would be very much appreciated, and you get some cool stuff out of it as well. But that being said, as well, if you don't want to listen to the podcast on the website, there are many different platforms that you can listen to the podcasts on. We've also got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can like us and follow us on those, and we would very much appreciate you did. If you do listen to podcasts on a certain platform and want to review it, there's certain ones that do allow that, such as iTunes and such.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, from me, I'd just like to say thank you again, and we'll see you next week, where I believe we'll be talking about something else. Don't want to put you off already, so we'll wait until next week to tell you.
It was a 39 as well.
39 as well, if we make it.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, you're welcome.
Okay, and you. All the best.
All right. We'll see you next time then.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.